that's us. So what have we got? We have wealth. 10 of Pentacles. All right, so we're enjoying some abundance. Good for us. We are recognizing, appreciating, and enjoying abundance. We may even be in a position to explore avenues for new abundance. I think it's true. I think we are in an age of abundance when people like you and me can just be doing things we love and inspiring a collective even, and then creating streams of abundances, creating lifestyles based on that. Yeah, I would say that right now is very much an age of abundance. The thing is, there's people that'll get left behind because there's a very stark line between the people that are ready to be creatives and do that, and people that are still want to do the jobs that the machine's going to be doing for us sooner or later, lending on the side of sooner. So the nature of our journey is a Queen of Wands journey. All right, it is. It's for us to create. That spark of creation, Aries energy right there. The collective is inspired to create, and that makes sense. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is less now a journey of earth as it is a fire, right? We were supposed to toil and work hard, break the earth's ground. We did that, right? Then we went to a whole lot of thinking and planning, and the machine got super established. We just exited that. Right now, we're in a state of fire, where there's just this huge influx of creation, and certainly the machine has assisted with that ability, right? So on the other side of this, there it is valor. Okay. Yeah. Standing tall in our power, feeling whole and confident and capable. That's, alignment. Our words, actions, and values, they all align. That's good stuff. Okay, so this Queen of Wands journey, thank you. What are we taking with us? Judgment. Okay. The ability to know where we begin and end, or it could be working against us. Maybe that's something we struggle with, but that's something we need to bring with us on our journey. What else do we bring on our journey? Wow. All right. Ace of Pentacles. Mastery over the 3D world. At least an element of it. We've been here a while. We can draw on our experiences for sure. Oppression. 10 of Wands. So there are some opposing forces. Always. Yin yang. And Prince of Pentacles. Yeah. Charging forward with determination and a plan. Not always wise, but definitely in control and moving forward. And that's working for us as well, or against us. So the nature of this Queen of Wands journey that's personal to us is the High Priestess. We need to come into our magical energy, our connection with the divine. And that makes sense because we create through that connection. So it's partnership with your higher self, getting in partnership to figure out what that creative force is going to be. Maybe you already know. Maybe you already have started, in which case you're further along in your journey than a lot of folks. Maybe for some of you it's discovering what that is. But this is very soul purposey sort of stuff, us figuring out what our purpose is. Six of Cups is pleasure. So we bring that with us too. We're going to learn it through play and having fun. We need to make sure that we set aside some balance for some play and some fun so that we can connect with the higher self. I like to do this actually through Earth, and so this Prince of Pentacles is very timely because he reminds us that earthly things in nature is a great place to restore and to find yourself. It's also a great way to get out of oppression, to get out of the city or the heat or the constraints of wherever you're at, and to find some freedom. We use our resources and knowing where we begin and end. So don't overdo it. Don't overextend yourself. You know, you don't have to overextend yourself to become. If you're overextending yourself to become, you're going down the wrong path. Becoming should flow. You shouldn't have to overextend yourself. That's when it's time to do a self-check. And maybe that's where that oppression comes in a self-check. Hang on a second. I know where I begin and end. These are all the pentacles I've got. This is what I can do. This is what I can't do. I'm going to use those to enjoy myself and get in touch with my higher self. Take the heat off. Have some fun. We'll come out with some dominion, some sense of self. But yeah, Two of Wands energy, that's good. That's with some creative source. Exactly what we want. Which brings us to the journey of the star. Of course it would. We become our own star, right? The star of our own show. Once we figure out what we're here for and we get ignited for it, definitely through this connection with spirit and looking for fun and pleasure. It shouldn't be painful and hard. Yeah, Ace of Cups. Love with self, universe. That's like the most divine love you can find. That's Pisces energy, divine feminine. Guys, don't worry. You know, like you should only hope to come into your divine feminine. That's going to help you relate to the world at such a deep level that's been kept from you. Don't let your inheritance be kept from you just because it's called feminine. Jeez whiz, there's an awful lot of magic there to walk away from. I'm not walking around away from mine because it's called masculine. Pass on that. But this is a feminine journey. This is a creative. You're going to create. Creativity. Yin and yang, folks. Just adjust. We have both. And come out King of Wands. It's beautiful. It's exactly what we wanted. Was leadership of a higher order and design purpose with inspiration, spark of creation. This is Sagittarius. Pioneering spirit, moving forward. That is lovely space for the collective to be in. I'm just going to ask the cards one more time if there's... Yes, I just have this feeling. They wanted to let us know one more thing. They wanted to let us know this. There will be change. Two of Pentacles, yeah. Yeah, we have to embrace change to be able to do this. And yeah, there'll be interference whenever you see the strings. There'll be envy. There'll be somebody trying to control your outcomes. That's okay. This is always, whenever there's success, there's someone lingering in the wings to tinker with it. Don't focus on them. I'm going to turn them over. They're really inconsequential. They're just a little tinkerer. You are in charge of your own domain. Don't forget it. Set your boundaries wisely, strategically. We're pulling the Traveler, Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. I do Sun and Moon. My others. This is my favorite, is Sun and Moon. Or tired. Tarot. You know, when I'm tired, my words get mumbled, but sometimes my messages are even more profound. So if you can put up with some mumbled messages, chances are it's worth it. Because there's a trade-off there. My boundaries. When I start to let spirit in, I lose sense of the here and now, and my verbal language is part of that. So it's the first thing to go. I'm not a drinker. If I ever sound like I'm slurring or inebriated, yeah, that's the effect of spirit as well. I don't do that. Desert Passage. Trust that there's a divine plan. For sure, that's all part of this. You have to be able to let go to hold what matters. And this Ace of Cups, it holds what matters. It knows the difference. That's why it has so much divine energy to care for what's in it. We have to trust that there's a divine plan, and we have to know where we begin and end. That's the Judgment card, and let go of what does not serve.